Hello, welcome. This is Thelma Fieldwhite. I'm here with you on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And I come on these lives to teach strategies for you to lose weight naturally without shame. And today is Friday, and I decided to share with you a recipe that I actually have on my blog. I don't have many there. In fact, I've been forgetting a bit of my blog because it's so much easier to communicate with you in a video form and yeah. So today I thought it would be nice for you to go over that recipe. And since I'm baking, especially because today will be the first class of Pilates course, like the graduation, let's put that way. They have finalized the 6 weeks. So I thought to make something um, nice after the class that we all can enjoy. And I thought about baking this cake, very simple, straightforward. And I thought, why not share with you so that you get some inspiration and perhaps you try to bake this cake today, later on, or even in the weekend. So, yeah, so let's start. It's a banana cake that is vegan. It's oil free. It's gluten free. Dairy free. It's vegan. Yeah, it's just not nut free. So if you are allergic to nuts, I'm sorry. We use two types of nuts. We're gonna use almonds and walnuts as well. But I guess you can substitute with, for example, mm, you could use some seeds, but the taste, no. I would then use coconut, for example, if that's okay with you. Perhaps oatmeal. Yeah, some kind of flour that is not, um, yeah, you're not allergic, but is also gluten free if you prefer that way. And yeah, and I'll start from scratch. So I don't have my almond flour. I'll start with a little bit more working part of this recipe. It's very simple, but the part that is a bit more work if you don't have the almond flour. These are straight bought from the shop almonds, which yeah, which you can buy in any store. Just almonds. The only thing is, normally I would soak these almonds in water because it's much healthier to do this way. But today I am a little bit in a hurry and I just had to buy and go straight for it. So if you follow the recipe, you hear me saying that it's better that you soak them. And what you do, soaking, you leave in water for like 8 hours and then you change the water, let them dry a bit, and then you can use them. So now I have my blender already here, and it's very easy when your nuts are dry. So let's say after you soak, make sure they are dry. It's easier to make the flour in this way. You just need to add it to your blender. Your blender should be completely dry because if it's, I'm gonna turn a little this way. See, if the blender is wet, it will, everything will get like, you won't have a flour consistency. It will be more like yeah, like a butter. Some pieces won't how do you say, won't really be flour like, you know. So this time I'll turn on my blender. It will make a lot of noise, so I'll just remove the noise here, or the noise, the mic, so you don't hear the noise. Yes, and on YouTube as well. Yes, so now I have my flour. Very easy, right? As long as everything is like dry. But remember, almonds always good to soak them. I'm being a bit naughty here, but try to soak them in advance because that's the thing, to make it easy. If you soak it in advance, it's easier for you to, when you want to bake, then you don't have to think about it. um, okay, so I'll just throw it everything in a bowl because it's easier to measure from the bowl. um if you want, oh, it became a bit of a butter underneath. Yeah, because this blend I'm using is a bit powerful, which is good, but I didn't think about that, no. But anyway, normally this won't be a problem. Wasn't so bad. I just need to take out what is there. If you check the recipe on the blog, I'm also talking about using, as an option, using almond butter, but you don't have to. I'm not gonna use for this recipe. I don't have it here at home. So, and that's the great thing about this recipe. You can kind of make some changes along the way. That's what I like with easy, simple recipes. You're able to adapt to what you have because not everybody has everything where they live, and maybe you just feel like a different flavor. Okay, now we are done with that. Now, the next part we want to prepare is um, the more liquid forms, and I think it's better if you can check the blog and have the recipe in front of you. It's easier because I'm just I know the ingredients and I'm doing from my head. That's me being creative. So yeah. Now we're gonna add the raisins. It's calling for raisins, the recipe, but you can also use dates or any other dry fruits you have for sweetness. So let's use the raisins. I think for raisins is it half? Let me check. Haven't done this for a long time, this cake. So raisins is 1 cup. And I'm gonna double this recipe because I want a bit bigger cake. Or perhaps 2 cakes, because I'm thinking tomorrow I'll be with friends, then I could have already 1 cake ready. So I have half a cup here. So I'll add 4 of those to make 2. Okay. This bag has a small one. Let's open the hole. Okay. So 2. This comes for 1 cup. And then I need to add some more raisins. If you don't like banana, I'm really sorry. Because it's a banana cake. So I know some people don't like banana. I mean, growing up, we had so much banana at home that banana was never like my favorite fruit. But I always like to have banana in cakes. Yeah. So, okay, one last one. Okay. Okay, now we have enough raisins here. All right, we are done with this. Throw away the garbage to make it easier to work on. I can put this away as well. Okay. So what was it? Yeah. Now is the syrup. So you can use agave. You can use. I'm using. Oh, how do you call this? Maple. I'm using maple because I don't have agave home, so I have maple, so I'm gonna use maple. All right. So how much of that 1 tablespoon is also optional, since we are having bananas and bananas are quite sweet, so it's optional. 1 tablespoon. In this case, we use 2 tablespoons because I'm doubling the recipe. And yeah, 2. And now I'm gonna have something the recipe is calling for pineapple. I don't have pineapple. Yeah, don't worry. It will still work. I don't have pineapple, but I have oranges, and I will use, I think, 1 orange or 2, since I'm doubling. Will be doubling. It will be enough. So you can also try to use oranges if you don't have pineapple. Why orange? Because for this recipe, the thing with the pineapple is quite juicy, right? So oranges is also juicy, but also has the fiber part of it. Pineapple, to tell you the truth, tastes much better, just because pineapple tastes different and the combination with banana is really great. But it's still gonna taste delicious, I promise. I've done this before. I've used. And the thing is, I went to the shop to buy pineapple, but they didn't look good. And that's another thing, I mean, I was thinking, what's the point to use pineapple that is green and not sweet? So I'd rather use orange. So that's something you can, again, adapt. And I need, I think it's 1 cup of fresh pineapple, yeah. So I'll use 1 cup of orange instead. I'll open, try to remove as much of the white part of the orange as possible. Also the inside, that fibrous part, we don't need it, so we can remove. By the way, my oven is already on. It's on 180. 180. Okay. This is a kind of cake that everybody loves, unless people that don't like banana, which there is some people don't like banana. They say that it's just banana is so overpowering. Everything tastes like banana. Yeah, banana is very strong. So I need 1 cup, mm, or I need 2, because I need to remember that this is a double recipe. So I need 1 more orange. Okay, let's see. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, this was very juicy. Mm. And it's also very quick in the oven. It will be like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes less. I mean, also depends how big. This will be a double cake, so I think will be at least, um, this makes for one pickle. Okay. Woo. The juicy part is almost ready. What else? Okay, done. So now we're going to close. I'm using a food processor. Oh, I didn't show you. I'll show you after. I'm using with the S blade. S blade is really good for this kind of mix. Is if you have a food processor. So now this will be noisy again. So I'll remove the mic so that is, yeah, you don't have to listen to it. And here as well. All right, so it took a little bit longer since it's double so much more, but we survived. So now I want to put this on a side bowl. Look, I'm using all possible bowls I have here. Let's see. I'll find another bowl. Ouch. Yeah, I'm alive. So we put this on this other bowl. And now I remember that I should have started with the walnuts a bit earlier, but it's okay. We can survive that. We can. It's just because now our food processor is wet, but it will be fine. Okay. So now we have the dry part, and we have the wet part. And you're probably thinking, but where is the banana? The banana will come now. So this is the consistency. See if you're able to see. You're looking for just raisins and orange or pineapple. And here you can see also, see the consistency. So just reserve this for a few minutes. We're gonna use it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And before we go further, let us wash this because we're going to need for the walnuts. Then it's easier to go to the banana. And just you need to pass on water, nothing more. Okay. So this is the S blade that I was saying. You see how it looks like? And comes with this little thing. So you put this first and then this. It brings different blades. It's very nice to cut vegetables and different things. But we want to dry it because we don't want it to be wet. And we have our walnuts. Okay, so I'll dry with paper. Make sure it's really dry. Mm. Okay, now the blade. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you have to make sure there's a number on top. So have to make sure it's correctly installed. Otherwise, you get some issues there. This I don't know. So now we don't really need to use this for the walnuts, but it goes a little bit faster. Of course, now I had to wash them all that, but you can also just use your hand or something heavy to press. You just want the walnuts to be in small pieces, not super small. So that is the danger using the food processor for the walnuts now, that suddenly you have a flour. You don't want a flour. just want it small pieces. And again, the earlier mixture we did, you don't have to use food processor at all. You can use your blender as well. So if you don't have a food processor. Normally, I mean, if you don't have any of them, food processor is much cheaper to buy. This one I have, I think at the time I bought cost like 50 euros or something. So yeah, but of course, if you want to consider other things, you might be making smoothies and ice cream and different things, not butters. Yeah, maybe investing in a very good blender is not a bad idea. All right. Again, with the walnuts, like the almonds, we want to soak them before. I'm not doing that now. Please make sure you do that. It's a better quality in terms of nutrition you're gonna get from it, but also for your digestion. So yeah. And I think I need 2/3. That is the recipe calling 2/3. I have these measurement cups. It really helps. So this is 1/3. So I'll put here. And of course, we are doubling again. I remember now. So be 2/3 times 2. So let's start first. Come on. And 2. Now we do the same with 4 of these. And 1 more. So now this here, you could even use nuts, other nuts that you like, but I really like walnuts with banana. The taste really is wonderful. Because this, you want to feel them in the cake. That's why now when I blend it, I have to be very careful not to kind of make a flour out of it. And again, no noise for you. Goes very quickly. I had some experiences before that I kind of made it into a flour, so now I'm very careful. I rather have bigger pieces than no pieces. So now again another bowl. Okay. And I think now finally we are done with the food processor. Few steps, but very simple to go through. And remember, you can always go to the recipe on the blog in case you just came late and missed few parts. Okay, I don't need this anymore, so I think it's okay, water. Oh, that's very good. This one too. Oh, it's too much. Okay, I can remove this from here, so it's easier to continue working. Okay, so now is the banana part. And I need a big bowl. So recipe is calling for 4 bananas. I'm using these ones, you see? They already really dark. I must say they were in the fridge as well. They were already kind of darkish, yeah, like many spots. But then I put in the fridge, and the fridge makes it become even darker. But there's no problem. Don't throw this away. This is gold. Bananas are, I think it's the only fruit that the older it is, the more nutrition it has. So look at inside, it's completely fine. So now, and you can get even these spot bananas and for very good price in the shops. I think now, yesterday I saw on, I think it was 40% off, something like that, and sometimes more. Oh, the skin is quite hard. So I'm gonna have 8 bananas here because I'm doubling. So remember, you can always make more. I mean, it's never enough for this cake. You will see if you try it. Please let me know if you try. I want you to send me a picture and tell me whether you liked it or not. Okay. Here. Another one. Oh, this was really hard to open. I could use the knife. But yeah. Of course, some pieces you can decide to remove, like this one. I will just remove some of this, like, yeah, the rest is fine. And we have one more here. And I have 6 now. I need 2 more. Two more. And I have 2 more here. So these are not so dark. They're quite big, these ones. Okay. And the last one. So, okay. And now throw away this. Yeah. I'll be back. I really need to go to the toilet. Just give me 1 minute, please. 1 minute, I'll be back. I wash my hands. Okay. Now when I eat watermelon, which I was doing earlier, just like 5 minutes before I come here. Then okay, so now what I am doing, let's see if you can see it. I'm using a fork, and I'm just smashing all the banana. Really smashing. It's enough with a fork. I mean, they're already quite smooth or soft. That's the word, soft. So just smash it. That goes really fast. And when you are making food, I know sometimes we are hurrying for something, rushing, but it's such an opportunity for meditating. It's I mean, when you look at the textures, the smells, the colors. So I'm actually doing this now with you. I think I'll need to do this more often. I mean, I miss making food. The past months I haven't been so I used to make new recipes more often, but again, yeah, you need to keep things working, and sometimes new stuff all the time is not really helping. But I kind of miss, because this is really a therapy to be here making food uh, and baking, right? I mean, baking or raw making. It's so much stuff you can make raw, like in terms of desserts as well. Another time I can teach you something raw. Okay, I'm almost done here. Doesn't have to be like perfect smooth, but it should be quite soft and smooth. So if you pressed nicely, you should be able to have, you shouldn't find a big banana there. So now you see I can mix like this, and I have this consistency. You see? Yeah. So now this is the base, it's the banana base, right? Now we're gonna add the other ingredients. So now we have our other soft, the raisins and the orange. So I'm ready to add them. Okay. We start with the more little parts. Okay. And now we add some of the spices. So we have, what spices we have? We have cinnamon, vanilla, and nutmeg, and a pinch of salt. Okay. So now my nutmeg is still in the big pods. I'll show you how it looks like. Oh, it smells beautiful. See, can you see? This is a nutmeg. Looks like a flower bouquet. I think it's a flower. You see? Yeah. See? Can you see from there? Because I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna how do you say? We're gonna smash it. I just want to check how much I put here. Nutmeg, 1/4. Yeah. Not everybody likes nutmeg, so it's okay if you don't want to use it. So I will add, I think it's 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I think 4, 5 of these flowers will be enough. But I have a little measurement spoon here. Yeah, this is the size. It's really small. See? Small. This one is in powder. So first you want to smash it. This noise you can bear. Let's see. It's almost all smashed. Okay, a bit more. Now, let's see if it will be 1/4. Oh, but we are doubling. Oh, I keep on forgetting. I have to smash a little bit more. Let's see if I can fit it into the spoon. Come in. It's coming off. I have another idea here. Have to be a bit creative. Okay, now 1/4, and I need 1/4 more. So I forgot it was double. So now don't need to measure again because I use the same amount. Okay, now just make sure we throw everything there. Okay, now cinnamon, we don't have to go through that trouble. It's enough that is in powder. I think it's 1 teaspoon. No, it's 1 tablespoon. That's a lot of cinnamon. 1 teaspoon is of vanilla. So vanilla, I'm using vanilla powder. You can use the one you have. If you use like essence, you don't need so much of it. And try not to use artificial vanilla because artificial is the one they sell in the normal shops. It's terrible for good taste. It really tastes artificial. I've done this before not knowing, so now I only go for this one. It's like real vanilla powder, something like that. Here in Norway, you can get in Helios, in how do you call live shop, Sunkost. Yeah. Otherwise, just try to find as real as possible, or even the vanilla. Oh, this one is finished now. Even the vanilla you buy like the whole thing, that you just open and scrap yourself. You can also do. It's a bit expensive, vanilla. But the real one is worth it. So now I just put a pinch of salt. I'm using Himalaya salt because the salt will kind of activate all the flavors. We can't forget our cinnamon. And now I'll put, I feel like 1 tablespoon is too much, but it's in the recipe. Was me making. Okay. Now, I think I'll open this. Otherwise, we stay here until tomorrow. And the cake still has to bake, and I'm taking the cake with me to the Pilates, so I think I'll use less than 1 tablespoon. Put like almost half tablespoon. Yeah, almost what I'm saying. Okay, now you mix this, and the smells, oh my days. Now you have this aromatherapy. This is aromatherapy. So you have all the spices coming together with the banana, with the sugar from the banana and the raisins and the maple. Oh, you can imagine. You could eat this raw technically. There is nothing here that needs to be cooked. But we are not finished yet because we still have to add our walnuts, remember? Okay. So you just gently move integrate the walnuts here. So you just blend it all. I mean, not blend, you don't want to blend it. Integrate, is that the word? Yeah. So now, okay, it's gaining some body shape. And remember, we still have the almond flour, remember? So we have the almond flour here, and we need 2 cups because it's a double recipe. So basically, we are done. So now at last you put the flour. This calls for half. So, or this accounts for half, not calls, it calls for 1 cup. This is 1 cup. And now we put and this is the last. Okay. See, my flour became a bit smushy, but it's okay. You can undo this. Just, yeah. Yeah, just the big pieces, crumbles. It should be fine now. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Aki Doshi was a friend of mine that taught me this new way of saying okie dokie. So now you just integrate the flour into your mixture. And it starts to become a bit more dry. This is a very juicy cake, by the way. Not dry cake at all. And you want it this way. But of course this flour will give a little bit of more body to it, which is good. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you still want a cake to look a bit like a cake, right? So you just integrate it all together. Goody, goody. And now we are ready to put in our form. So I'm gonna use a smaller form here. Normally, I would use a rectangular one because that's how normally I would make. And then you make sure, because I've done this so many times, I think we'll be fine here. But it's like the type of cake that if you haven't done it before, you're not so sure that it will work out. So you want to, because we're not using any kind of baking powder, like to raising agent. So then you can feel a bit like, oh, will the cake come out right, you know? But I think we'll be fine here. Would it? I'm thinking, because now I'm making double the amount, but maybe I don't need to put the whole cake here. Maybe I could put only half, because this is a small, yeah. Let's see, let's find out. It's the thing, we will find out now. So I'll just throw it here. Okay, go to the sides, everything should be okay. So you're not expecting the cake to rise. So I think I'll just put to half the size. I mean, I won't put more than half, just to be sure that it will kind of cook. I mean, you don't really need to cook it, but you want it to dry, right? So I'll do this way. So, and I was using baking paper. So I put up to, yeah, to there. See if you can see. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. So now it goes to the oven for about 25 minutes. And that's it. And I think it's not fair for you to be here for 25 minutes waiting for the cake, but what I will do, I'll clean up here the mess, and once the wasn't so much mess was it. Once the cake is done, I'll share with you in the stories so you see how it looks like. And once we cut the cake, and also share with you so you see how it looks from inside. I can't cut the cake before because I'm taking this to the Pilates class. So, and hopefully it will work out. If it doesn't work out, it's not because of the recipe, it's because I'm using this smaller form. So if you are in doubt, just follow the recipe as the blog is saying. Use a rectangular formula, no form. Yeah. Thank you for today, and I'll see you. I'll see you next week in another live. And please let me know if you like it, if you're gonna bake it, and how it's come out. What do people say? Did they like it? I hope this will be one of your favorite recipes, and it's very healthy, very delicious. And yeah, and enjoy your weekend. See you. Bye. And see you too. Bye bye. Soon.